Hello, and thank you for joining me here at Leaping the Lotus Tarot. Sorry it's been a week, guys. I want to pull an oracle message for you guys. This is just going to be a collective reading today, okay? We're going to do one real fast, real sweet and simple for you. Okay, we've got boar. We have snail. And we also have pigeon. Okay, very interesting. Right away, I'm getting this sort of feeling that like there needs to be groundedness amongst the, so if you think about like a boar, right? You think of a boar, you think of a pig snuffing around on the ground for truffles. You know, when you think pigeon, you think flying through the sky, delivering messages, moving about, right? And then you think of snail and it's like on the ground again, right? Crawling around, but slow. So there's something about like, maybe there's some sort of balance that has to happen between like the earthness of things and then the airness of things, right? So we could be having some Gemini. I'm getting sort of like a Gemini energy. We're going to see what's coming out through the tarot, right? But it just feels very much like someone has to balance the earthly aspects of themselves, but also the mindset that they have. And then there's something that has to do with like speed or messages. The messages, the speed through which messages travel, and maybe the importance of these messages because of truffles, right? Truffles can have a lot of value. That's just kind of like sort of what I'm feeling. So let's just see what's come through in the tarot. So let's just see for the collective message. Take a deep breath for me if you would, guys. It'll help kind of set the intention and be able to get a clear message through. Okay, we have King of Crystals. I believe this is King of Swords in this deck. I should have done a quick little peek before I started this just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure the crystals are the swords in this deck. Yeah, because stars are pentacles. Yes, it is indeed swords. Okay, so King of Swords, again, head space, right? Mindset. But we have also Ace of Cups. We've got emotion. So this is actually water. So the first things I was picking up on was like earth and air. And we've got air here with the King of Wands, but we also have water now with Ace of Cups. So something emotional. We have something that fell on the ground here. So let's see what that is. We have the Knight of Crystals. Now we have a Knight of Swords. There's speed. So remember I said there could be something relevant to which the speed of which something is moving. This is a speed card, so it's fast. So the fact that we had this snail though, and we also have this speed card, it feels like somebody's like hesitant or they're unsure if they should move in to say this message or if they're feeling like they should take their time with it. Maybe they're wanting to communicate and articulate something. They feel maybe very empowered about what they need to say, but they're not sure if they should move in and say it. Whatever this is, they're very emotionally passionate about. They feel very strongly about whatever this is. As I was flipping through and trying to decipher whether these were swords with the crystals, right? I kind of accidentally flipped out a card on top of the deck, and it was the, oh, and I just dropped the whole deck. So great. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna work with the remaining aspect of the deck. So I said this is gonna be a short reading, right? So whatever's meant to be is meant to be, right? Things that fall apart, things that happen, it's fine. So Flower of Life, very, you know, if you think about the geometry of the Flower of Life, there's a lot of balance and harmony in the chaos of things when things just don't flow. And so I'm also kind of getting that like even though there's something that needs to be balanced with the earth and the air, it feels like what's bridging those two together is this Ace of Cups. It feels like the water is like meeting the earth and the sky. So I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if we got Temperance out or something like that. What are some messages that we can wrap up this reading and see if this resonates for any of the collective? What are some like deeper messages that is going to speak more specifically to whoever is listening to this? Oh, we have the Hermit. So we could be speaking to a Virgo. It's possible. There's our earth energy kind of coming through a little bit. Some of the cards that fell out as I dropped half this deck, some of the cards that are sitting up on the ground are Page of Wands, Nine of Crystals, Five of Pentacles in reverse, Three of Cups, the Self. There's just kind of like a lot of that's looking like somebody's trying to work their way and figure out through the struggle how they can kind of find themselves through all of this is what I'm kind of getting. What else do we need to know? Okay, we have Seven of Cups, Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I mean, this is a very broad message, but somebody's trying to, I feel like, almost pick a new career or start fresh with something. Six of Stars in reverse. Again, with that balance, this is basically balance in reverse. This is equal give and take in reverse. So somebody is trying to come to a decision about what they want to do with their life, it feels like. Somebody's trying to come to a decision of what's going to give them emotional fulfillment. I don't want to say that there's back and forth energy because I'm not really getting that. That didn't really cross my mind until now, but it feels like somebody's excited. Somebody feels strongly about something, but there's like, how do I go about it? You know, I don't want to feel like I'm rushing into something, or I feel like I have a gift I need to share with the world, or I have something I need to say, but it's like, how do I say it? You know, and there is a lot about like figuring out who the self is through this message, through that carrier pigeon message. That's another big point about this, is like, I'm carrying this message to people and people need to hear this. So maybe you're a tarot reader. Maybe you're somebody who also gives messages and guidance to people. Maybe you're a counselor. But it feels like there's just something kind of new with it. There is an aspect of newness, right, with that ace aspect of things. And then there's that Four of Swords. So it's kind of like you're still having to go within. You're still having to reflect. You're still having to, you know, figure out who you are. You still have to understand how this is going to be best collaborated with people. Because with that Three of Cups on the ground too, it's like, how am I going to incorporate this into working with other people as well? So hopefully you took something from that. Again, sorry that it's been a week. I've been pretty busy, but you know what? I'm going to try to be consistent with you guys a lot more regularly. And I just started doing my Facebook channel, and I was posting all of those oracle messages that I did for you guys. So I'm going to try to change it up a little bit. You know, I'm consistently doing the zodiac signs for the, you know, for the 12 zodiacs, and just sticking with that. Occasionally I'll throw in a collective, but I want to do more of the choose your own deck, right? I want people to be able to feel like they can hone onto their own intuition and see, you know, a crystal in a deck and feel like, you know what, I feel like number 1 or number 2 or number 3 is calling to me, and I want to hear that message, right? So doing more general messages so people don't feel like, oh, I'm not a Taurus, or oh, I'm not a Libra, so I don't want to hear this message. It's not for me, because I'm very much that way. Like, I follow a lot of different tarot readers, and I'm a Virgo, and so they produce so much content that I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna listen to the Virgo messages, and then every so often I'll listen to the collective messages, because I just like, it just helps me narrow it down. It helps me keep up on their content, but also like, you know, find stuff that's for me. So I'm gonna try to do it that way, you know, a little bit less zodiac, so it's less specific, and more collective message, or choose your own deck, maybe inspiring people to kind of feel their intuition through the messages they want / need to hear. And yeah, I might do some, I have this big book called 1001 Tarot Spreads. I might try to do more spreads. And then also with the choose a deck, the whole thing I want to kind of start to grow into. I'm going to be living in Atlanta pretty soon, by the way. So I'm going to be moving. This is not going to be my backdrop. My readings are going to be done during the week a lot more. So it's going to be a different context kind of thing. And then I want to start shooting from like top down view, so you can see my hands, and so I want to be able to have a couple different views where you can see my face, see my hands, see the cards, see the spreads. So I'm about to elevate for you guys, okay? You're about to get a new environment, you guys are about to get a new version of me. We're gonna up these subscribers. I've been doing this for a couple years now, and it's just not growing fast enough, okay? And this is not going to be like my main form of income or anything, I don't think. I mean, maybe, who knows, it could blow up, and maybe it's going to be more than I realize, but the more reason I do this is to, well, one, it's meditative for me, but also two, it's meant to help raise the collective consciousness. It's meant to help get positive affirming messages out there for people who have a, you know, that type of mindset, and trying to grow and encourage that type of mindset in the world. There's too much fear, too much scarcity, lack mindset in the world, that we've got to up it. We got to up it, because it's not helping anything, you know. So yeah, I'm going to start doing more of those kind of views. I'm going to start doing my nails. See, I work with horses every day, so I never do my nails. And so we're going to get the nails going for you guys. It's going to be nice. So I hope you enjoyed that. Sorry for the long little rant at the end, but hopefully that kind of gives you some insight into the channel as well. And as always, we'll see you next time.